Alright, welcome to day 41 of our journey to Platinum here in Elden Ring. At the end of yesterday, we had made it kind of up to the end of this foresty area near Laskiar Ruins. And what I'm thinking I'm going to do today to start things out is quickly, I want to go over to the Stillwater Cave. And like I was saying yesterday, I feel like the challenge that I'm having here is because I'm trying to go legitimately 100%, including just random items throughout the world, just normal materials. The issue that I'm having is everything down here in this... Oh, I wonder if this guy will spawn. Oh, that's so weird. Why won't he spawn again? The issue that I'm having is that everything down here, especially in the area in the water where there's like a forest, essentially, I'm having a hard time telling where I've been, where I haven't been, making sure that I haven't missed any little sections. So what I'm going to do real fast is we just started all the way back at the beginning. We're going to run through really quickly. This will probably take 2 or 3 minutes. And I'm just going to double check, look over a couple things, see if there was anything that that maybe I forgot about. I don't think that there is. I think pretty much all the way through this forest area, I think I'm pretty much good. I went through pretty extensively yesterday, during yesterday's episode, and something that I decided might not be a bad idea to do is, as I talked about multiple times throughout this playthrough already, even though I've played through the game extensively, I don't like really to have the wiki up or anything because of the fact that even though I know what's coming, it's not like I'm going to have spoilers, it's still sort of the fun of going, alright, it's been a while since I've played, so what else, what kinds of stuff have I forgotten? It makes the playthrough more fun for me if I don't have spoilers. But what I decided to kind of make things a little more, maybe a little more, what would the word be? I guess efficient. Ooh, crap. Make things a little more efficient is I decided that during these episodes I'll have the Elden Ring wiki at least just up on my computer in front of me. I've got it right here. That way I can kind of, once we make it through an area, then I can look and go, okay, did we collect everything? Do I need to go back for anything? I think it'll just kind of help so that I'm not backtracking as much as I have been. And it'll make it less annoying for me, and then also, like I've talked about before, one of my biggest concerns is, since I'm trying to go so thorough, I don't want to bore you as the viewer. Obviously, this is supposed to be for your entertainment, and if I'm going through the same areas over and over again, I feel like it loses a lot of entertainment value. So, I've got the wiki up in front of me. From what I can tell, there's absolutely nothing that we've missed along all of this section of water so far, but like I said, I still think it would be good to just quickly run through. And this is, I mean, this is a pretty extensive section of water here that we've already made it through, and because of that, it just feels like there could inevitably be things that were missed, but I really don't think that there were. And we went through that spirit spring that was just behind me. All of this stuff here has been good. Grabbed everything along here, and these weren't even technically labeled as ruins, so I don't think that there's anything that, like, there's no lower portion or anything through here. So this is all done. This section over here, I think this is good too, and this kind of leads over to where I just fought that lobster. And then I know I kind of went through and fought these guys, and then this right here leads to the actual ruins, and I think we're good here as well, because I grabbed everything here in the ruins. I took that transport gate, which really just takes you up to the Raya Lucaria gate. And I also went, since these are ruins, there's a place to go down and you get to a chest. I did that as well. So that is done. And then what is this? Oh, I can't actually open my map because they know about me. I think that this section here basically just leads over to where the demi-humans were, I think, on their island. Yeah, so here's like the demi-human islands, and so all the way over to Ooh, you know what? Let me grab all of these real fast while I'm standing here. So all of... Oh, there's also blood roses on the edge here. Thank you very much. So all of this is basically as far as we made it. And I think what I want to do real fast is I'd like to wrap up a couple of these forest areas that I haven't gone through. Because then that's just done. Because those, I'm noticing, are the trickiest thing to keep up with in knowing if I've gone through it or not. But this island is good. This island is, yeah, that's the other one with the demi-humans on it, so that's good. And then everything up on the land over here, I know is done as well. So, ooh, I'm glad that... When did it stop? Oh, it stopped raining a while ago, didn't it? It may have. The rain just adds a whole level of difficulty with seeing when you're down here, since there's already mist all in the water. When it's raining, it just makes it that much more difficult to see. And since blood roses are kind of rare to come by, I try to pick those up whenever I see them. So here's a whole other little island that I know I hadn't gone over, and looks like this doesn't really have anything on it. I mean, if you can even really call these islands, considering that this water is 3 inches deep. So I don't know if you could necessarily call it a full-on island. But then, man, this is one of the reasons why the dragonflies piss me off, because then it registers that you're in combat, and I can't open my map. And what I was going to say is I feel like I was talking about yesterday, I feel like in this area, the map is extremely, extremely important, because it just helps you track where you've been and where you haven't. Okay, yeah, so this is a whole other forest section. This is what I wanted to go through real fast, to see if there's anything in here. Because I know that I didn't go through here yesterday. We have gone over to this scenic isle, but I didn't really explore it. I just kind of went up and talked to Patches. Oh, this is a whole other little island that I wanted to check for items on. Let me also, while I'm here, let's fight this guy real fast. I usually don't fight these on horseback. I'm curious if this could be useful at all, fighting on horseback. Oh, nice. That was kind of helpful. Almost missed the critical, though. Yeah, I feel like that does kind of help, fighting them on horseback, because you can kind of move around them, but I do think that if I'm on torrent and I get caught by a tentacle, it might make things a little more difficult, because then torrent could get stun locked and stuff like that. But when there's space, in an open space like this, might not be a bad idea to utilize Torrent's skills, his unique skill set. His unique skill set is that he is a horse, in case you didn't know. So this section of forest back here, I don't think I've really gone through. Basically, just up to the edge of Laskiar Ruins, I think is really what I've made it to. And so we'll come over and do this whole scenic island in a second. But first, I want to make it through this whole section of forest down here. And so I had never, in my previous playthrough, I hadn't followed Patch's quest line. Patches is the one that's up on the scenic isle. He's the merchant. And the reason I hadn't followed his quest line in the past was because when you encounter him in that cave, and initially he's a boss fight, because you go and you open up the chest and he accuses you of stealing and stuff like that. I hadn't followed his quest line because in my first playthrough, I had actually... Oh, did they see me from when I was up on the land and they followed me this far? Holy crap. Oh, unless they're patrolling down here, maybe. Maybe they patrol down here, too. Interesting. Yeah, so in that boss fight, I had killed him in my first playthrough rather than showing mercy. So I had never seen more of his questline. So it's been cool seeing him here in Liurnia, because I'd never seen him here or heard his dialogue once you encounter him again. Crap. Once I kill this guy, I want to go up on the land real fast and see if all of these fire monks are up there too. It makes me curious if they did just follow me, or if they also patrol down here. So let me see. Let's go run up onto the land real fast. So they would have been up here, because I didn't go that far onto the land, so that had to have been different ones, right? There's no way they followed me. Because there's those in there, and then don't they patrol? Yeah, they patrol there. Okay, yeah, so there's just a whole separate brigade of them that walks around down in the water. And see, that's one of the reasons why, like, if I look at the wiki, I'm looking at the map for the wiki, this whole section of forest shows that there's nothing in it. Even if I have every box checked for types of things that I would like to show up on the map, shows that this whole section of forest has nothing. And that must be true in terms of just regular items, but clearly there were enemies patrolling there, and I'm also finding just general crafting materials. And so that's why, even though the wiki is extremely useful for maybe doing a check after I go through an area, I feel like it still does not allow me to go, okay, I don't, like, everything's done there, I don't even need to go through there, because of the fact that we are finding stuff in this section of forest. And so I think having the map up, what I'm getting at is I think having the map up will be kind of helpful, or the wiki, just to double check that everything super important is done, but then I still need to go thorough if we're really gonna be 100%, if you know what I'm saying. And then I think I got all the glintstone fireflies off of that. And there's one of those like white tree things over here. I want to activate this. Oh wait, maybe I may have already found whatever it would have sent me to. Yeah, so I wonder what that sends you to, because if I hadn't have found whatever it was, I'd be able to activate this. So I wonder then, I don't feel like anything right here is super eye-catching, where it's like, oh, would have led me to that. So that's kind of interesting to me, because that's one of the other times I think we've seen these. I don't know what they're called. It's like a spirit tree or something like that. We've seen those a couple other times throughout the playthrough so far. I can't remember one of them. One of them is kind of in the back of my mind, but I don't know exactly where it was. But I know that one of them was inside of the Mistwood in Limgrave. And in that one, when you activate it, I believe it leads you to the... I think it leads you to the ruins where you first encounter Blythe. But here, I have no idea what that would actually be leading you to. I mean, you've got the Black Guard over here at the Boil Prawn Shack. So maybe it's leading you there, but I feel like he's not that important. And maybe it's leading you to the Scenic Isle, but again, I don't think that that's that important. Because if you didn't show Mercy in the Patches boss fight, or if you never fought him in the first place, he's not even going to be there. So I don't know. It's interesting. But this section of forest should be almost done. We do have this over here. I'm curious what this massive section of crystals is. I'm going to check along these outskirts before heading over to it. And this is a whole... I think that's an island that I haven't really gone through yet, too, isn't it? I believe that it is, unless I am sorely mistaken. And then this takes us all the way back out to where Boil Prawn is at. This is also a section of forest we haven't really run through either. So that's going to have to be done. And remember, initially, the past couple of episodes, what I had been planning on doing was I was going to go through this portion of land over here on the eastern side of the lake first. But then we kind of got started with the lake, and then I was like, you know what, we'll stick with the lake. We'll go through the lake first. So that's what we're doing, and we're going thorough, my friends. Nothing, no stone unturned, no bush unchecked, no crystal area unexplored. Oh, and this is going to have... I can already see them. This has got those enemies that I encountered inside of the cave. Oh, wait, no. Maybe I wasn't seeing them. Are they over here? Yeah, these guys right here. I walked right past them. I don't know what these are called. But we saw these in that crystal cave. Maybe 2 days ago. Wow, that doesn't even really hurt when they do that. That's interesting. They just kind of boop you with the front of their face, and then that's it. They just go pouncing away, walking away. Yeah, so see, this thing right here, this crystal growth is not even on the wiki. So, do not trust the wiki at face value. It's got a lot of really good information, but ultimately, if you don't explore thoroughly yourself, you're gonna miss some cool stuff. But I think that's it, right? I think it's mostly just a bunch of glintstone fireflies right here. And let's see. Excuse me. Man, you know what's interesting? I don't really ever sneeze unless I'm recording. So I don't know what that's about. So that's good there. Looking over... was this? Oh yeah, so that's that island. This is the edge of the crystals. So this side, partially, I haven't gone through yet. See, so there's a crystal bud there. That's another thing that I try to use as a gauge of if we've walked through the area yet, is are there still crafting materials on the ground? And that's part of the reason why when exploring more of a dense area like this, where it's kind of hard to tell what you've gone through. That's why I don't like to die at all. Because if you die, then all of the crafting materials throughout the area respawn, and then it's hard to tell if you've actually gone through the area or not. So this hits this edge where I don't even have a map for yet. And that's a whole section underneath. I believe... For some reason, I feel like you encounter Nefeli Lu under there. I don't know if that's true life, though. I can't remember if she's... I know there's definitely... Oh, yeah, I think you do encounter her down there because I believe Nefeli Lu is an Albinaric. Or maybe she's... Yeah, for some reason I thought that she's an Albinaric. And... Because, Gideon the All-Knowing, or soon-to-be All-Knowing, that's in the Round Table Hold. He obviously essentially adopted her, so she's not... Is she tarnished like him? Actually, now that I think about it, because she's in the Round Table Hold, I would think she'd have to be tarnished. But maybe she is... I don't know. I guess once we find her, maybe her dialogue sort of points out information about that. But because underneath here, it's like an Albinaric thing. I think it's like an Albinaric village back this way. Yeah, see, you can even see some of the outline of it. I thought that if we encounter her back there, she had something to do with that, but I can't remember. There's more of these fire monks hanging out here. Ooh, you got some reach, pal. And these guys, though, they're pretty strong. I'm gonna try to fight him. I feel like off of horseback is helpful for these guys. Ooh, maybe not. Okay, how far did that go? See, that does not go far. So I feel like that's pretty easy to dodge. That goes a little bit farther, but that's still nothing crazy. I can kind of just stand back. Okay, yeah, I do feel like those are a little, maybe not easier, but faster to fight off of horseback. Because I feel like on horseback, you're just having to spin around them, like strafe them over and over again, and then you're only getting a couple hits each time you pass. So I think this... Yeah, so this kind of hits this whole wall here. Oh, but then we can actually go through right here. But then this leads to this back portion. I think there's a whole... I remember a whole crystal section back here. Is that what this is? I don't think that it is. I don't really want to go back here yet, but I know that there's like a whole crystal area, and you encounter I can't remember what they're called, but you encounter those like crystal knights or something that are just super strong. They're made out of like the hardest ice, and so you have to hit them over and over again until their outer ice cracks or something like that. And then you can actually kill them. So I know that there's a couple of them over in that section underneath there, I think. But I don't remember exactly where that's at. So this has all been checked out. And then we've got the crystal here. So I think it's just this corner over here that we haven't walked through yet. And then I want to go up on this island and check that out. There's some blood roses here. It seems like the blood roses are mostly spawning by these islands. I wonder if there's more demi-humans up on that island, because the other island had demi-humans and blood roses. And I know that a lot of times where there's demi-humans, there's blood roses. So I think that has something to do with the lore surrounding them, I believe. So that's that entrance right there into that back portion. And then this is just an entrance between these two things. Oh, and this actually, okay, so that's what'll lead us underneath the mountain. So that I definitely want to do at a later time. And then this is another spot that can kind of lead us backwards. Oh, and we're getting outside of what I wanted to explore right now anyway. So let's, I guess I want to work my way over towards the island. And I think this is... Oh, that's a whole separate little thing that I haven't even been to yet. I was thinking that might have been one of the ones... I was thinking that might have been the one where Raya was at. But that is not where Raya is at. So, Raya, I know, we'll encounter again... Now that we have the invitation or the summons to Volcano Manor, I believe we'll encounter her again there. From what I can remember. I've talked before about how I think that Volcano Manor and Mount Gelmir in general is probably my least favorite area in the game. It's just very forgettable to me. And it just feels almost out of place. I don't know what it is. It's kind of weird. It feels like somewhat of a placeholder, which is so strange. Or not a placeholder, but just like filler. I don't know. It's very weird. Charles, what are you digging at over there, buddy? So that's why Mount Gelmir, there are demi-humans. Oh no, these are Albinarics. That's why Mount Gelmir isn't really anything super special, in my opinion. Oh, there he goes, doing his Albinaric rolls. I like to call that the Albinaric shuffle. And it's not much of a shuffle because it's more of a roll. But you know. Oh, I think that's right. When I was looking at the wiki, I remember seeing that this is another one of those tiers. Dexterity, not crystal tier. Wasn't there? Yeah, I was going to say, I thought there was another one of these guys. You're going to have to stop with your Albinaric shuffle, please. So I'd assume that just increases... let me see. Temporarily boosts dexterity and mixed physic. Gotcha. So, see, I feel like the ones that just boost an attribute in the physic don't seem all that useful. I mean, I guess maybe in terms of the fact that if your weapon is scaling with that, like since my katana scales with dexterity and strength, maybe it's like, okay, you can get a little bit more damage, but it's almost like the only use, more so in my mind, could be if you have a weapon or an item that requires a little more dexterity, you utilize that so you can use that weapon or piece of equipment until the physic runs out. I don't know. It just seems like that's not super useful. It seems like you would more so want something that's longer lasting. Like, hey, what are you doing? Longer lasting, like health regen. That's Charles barking. There's one of those. I have one of those things on my back door that keeps heat from going out or air from going out or coming in. to block the airflow underneath the door. And Charles always grabs it, pulls it around, and then sets it down somewhere, and it's like he forgets he put it there, and then he starts barking at it. Okay, so I gotta remember that this was the island that has those albinarchs on it, and also that has the dexterity knot on it. So then on this side, this is more forest. And see, it seems like sometimes forest is also just like the green. It doesn't always have the trees displayed, it appears, which is interesting. So all this, I would say all this back here is good. And then, let's see, so what does this lead over to? So this leads to this. Let's go check out, let me run through this section of forest, and then I want to check out the, I guess this thing real fast. And then the boil prawn shack, where's that in relation to this? So that's almost direct. Oh yeah, okay, I see it. Almost directly in front of me. Yeah, so see, there's this whole section of forest as well that's around the boiled prawn shack, but that's not really displayed on the map. Besides the fact that it's just green. So like I said, I think that you've got the sections on the map in this area that have the little itty bitty cute trees animated on the map. But then you've also just got the sections that are just green, and that's forest as well. And this, I think I briefly ran through, but I know that there's some sections here that I haven't. And I don't think there's anything up on top of this. Usually there's not. I always kind of like to check those, but I swear I've never really found anything up on those. And we're getting closer and closer to Rhea Lucaria as we walk along here. See, this is what I mean about, I keep getting turned around. Like, I didn't even realize that I was basically back at this little albinarch island. I don't know how I keep doing that. So this over here, there's a bunch, there are a bunch of lobsters over here surrounding this thing. I remember this spot vaguely. And I know that there's a ton of lobsters along here. So this is another thing that kind of leads back. So I'm kind of using this as my guide for the edge of exploration right now. Because see, there's a whole bunch of entrances to this back area through here. So I'm trying, yeah, I feel like just using that as sort of a guide. There goes barking. Yeah, so I think that using this as a guide along the edge, and it's not, this edge isn't just, well, maybe this is that what that is? I don't know. I mean, this thing right here just looks like a path. I don't think that necessarily, maybe that is the path between all of these like rock towers. I don't know. So then I guess we can call this little section good too. So let's go over to this thing then with all of these guys. There's a bunch of them, so I need to be cautious about this. I wonder, you know what I should try real fast? Let me try a couple of things to see what does the most damage. That actually does pretty decent damage, I feel like. Just because I mean, I feel like my katana doesn't really do that much to them. Is the problem. Yeah, I mean, that does about as much as the Great Glintstone Shard does, I guess. Crap, that has such reach. Oh, he's gonna... Oh, okay, that's just that thing. I thought he was gonna shoot whatever that projectile is that he's got. Okay, get some hits here. If I can get bleed on him soon, that would be sweet. And that's his large charge up. When he does that, it's kind of a good time to hit him. It takes him a second to regain his... Oh! I didn't... What the... That's a random spot for him to be. Okay. Yeah, I do not want to die to him. While he's screaming, I'll get some hits on him. Nice. Okay, sweet. That was good. I was able to get bleed. I don't want to die to this though. Let me go over here, get some more hits. Okay, cool. Oh, he's like one hit away. Gotcha. All right. Man, what a weird spot for him to spawn at. Oh, you get a larval tier from that. That's pretty nice. So then there's Rhea Lucaria. And then this... What is... Wait a second. This is a whole... Oh, wait. That's right. That was the island I was talking about that White Mask Bear is on. Gotcha. Okay. So then there's a whole bunch more of these here. Is that one sleeping? Like, can I... Oh, actually, I think all of them are sleeping. I wonder if I can... Can you get the jump on them? Like, would that even be helpful? Because I don't really want to alert all of them at once. That's the thing. Because there's 3 more here. The one that was patrolling, and then there's 3 sleeping. Okay. Oh, I think I did alert... Yeah, I alerted more than one, and I cannot... Yeah, I'm not going to deal with more than one at once. Oh, all 3 are alerted. And see, he does that when you get far from him. And that hurts a lot. When that makes contact, that's no joke. Alright, come on. I just want to pull this guy out away from everything. Okay. Alright, and it seems like this might be the best way to deal with this, is kind of just strafing around him like this. Overall. There we go. I like it when he does that. That makes my life really easy, because he's just kind of stuck there for a second. There you go. I'm kind of getting the hang of an easy way to deal with those. And then I'm going to drink a Cerulean Tears flask real fast. And also, why do I still have... I don't need these on right now. Oh, they went back to sleep. They're very tired. Ooh, you know what? Actually, I wonder what would fire do? Does fire affect them? Oh, I didn't even hit him. Frick. No, that's like nothing. So I'm not gonna do that. Ooh, the other one didn't wake up. That's good. Yeah, so fire doesn't seem to do anything. It seems like glintstone does more against them than fire does. He's stuck in the ground. And then my katana doesn't do anything crazy to them, as we've already established. It's not... Oh, he's going to do a third one. Holy crap. I know they can do 3. Oh, and here comes a 4th. Yeah, my katana doesn't do all that much. Oh, dang. So there's nothing really that I found so far that's super helpful against them. Alright, and then we've got this last one. Let me get some initial hits on him while he wakes up. Sorry for the rude awakening, my friend. I'm really not that sorry, though. Oh, he's just gonna do the big charge. I was thinking he was gonna hit me with his poker again. Ooh, that worked well. He just kept swinging away from me. That was perfect. I don't know what's actually on this little thing that they were guarding here. Would you just swing? My gosh. Just continuously pitter-pattering closer and closer to me. Dang it, I'm gonna die. It's so hard to avoid, like, you can't strafe them super well because those attacks just continuously hit you. Dang, man, that does so much damage. That is ridiculous. Okay. You get lots of strips of white flesh from them, though, so that's kind of nice. Then let's see, what is up here? Is it I think it's just smithing stone, isn't it? Yeah, just smithing. Oh, 3 smithing stone 2s, though. And I think when I was looking at the wiki, there's a smithing stone 3 over here. So that'll be the last smithing stone 3 that I need to be able to get my next upgrade. But even still, I'm going to need more to get to, what is it, +9, I think. Alright, so then, let's see. So I would say everything along up to here is good. Let's maybe... So what about, so this section of forest here, this is also what kind of leads over into, ooh, there was a Oh, it was just a mushroom. Thought it was a firefly. This is also kind of what leads over to this edge. And what I want to do is, I guess let's go over to this island where Vare is at. Whoa, look at all the mushrooms under here. That's a lot of mushrooms. So yeah, let's check out Vare's Island. I don't remember what... it's not actually called Vare's Island, but... let's still go check it out and see what he's got to say. So this little open clearing, we fought the guy that spawns here. This is... oh, also, actually, I think that in this section, I think that there's a grace on those ruins. So let's actually check out this section of forest real fast, too. Because I think on that, I feel like there's a grace on top of that, if I'm remembering correctly. But I of course, naturally, I need to check all these surrounding forests first. This little section of woods, all the trees. And the reason why I think that I remember a grace being up on this section of ruins is because I seem to remember that you can get over to the area with Vare right near a grace. And I'm pretty positive that there's not a grace on the island with him. So that would sort of leave this. Yeah, look at that. There you go. It's kind of an interesting spot. It's like it's the only section of ruins that I know in the whole game, like ruins like this, that actually has a grace with it. Fallen ruins of the lake. All right, and then this is a whole section here I haven't gone through yet. All right, so let's go through this section of forest then, surrounding the fallen ruins, and work our way over towards Vare. And so then this is that spot where all of the lobsters were. I know that. So this is a whole section of forest as well that leads back to Boil Prawn that I know I haven't really gone through, because pretty much Boil Prawn was sort of as far as we made it yesterday, and it didn't really walk too much past that. But then this leads over to that island, which is also done. And then, you know what I want to do is I do want to buy a piece of prawn from him, because I think you get a gesture when you buy from him.
Mate. Want some more prawn, do you?
I sure do. Alright, so let me purchase one prawn. And then, ooh, now I can actually talk to him. Hey, Charles. Hey, can you chill out for me? I know, you're so cute.
You're tarnished too, ain't you? Can you see it then? The guidance of grace, I mean. I can't see it at all no more. Makes no bloody sense anyway. Why some no-name shithead like me should get called to the lands between. Cruel bloody joke, you ask me. Maybe something went tits with it. Maybe it's been broke for a good long time. The earth tree, I'm saying.
Alright, so I thought that you got... Wait, did I get a gesture? I don't know. I was dealing with Charles. Muted myself.
Never met someone with a taste for prawn I couldn't trust. We'd make good mates, I reckon. I'll be seeing you.
Oh, there it is. Spread out. Okay. Why do you get that, though? That's kind of weird. Okay, so then what if I...
Marika's tits.
Okay, yeah, so that's it. Okay. Alright, so yeah, I was looking... yesterday when I was looking at the wiki, after yesterday's episode, I was like, oh, so there's a gesture there. And so I saw that it came from buying from him. And when I was here yesterday, I didn't have that many runes on me, so I was like, I'm not going to spend 600 runes on a piece of prawn. But even gestures and stuff is something that I'm trying my best to collect all of as we progress through the game. Oh, this is a whole other little section here that I have not gone through. Man, guys, there's so much down here. And it's like, you can, but at the same time, I feel like you can run through a whole section for like 15 minutes, not really find anything, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I haven't run in this direction yet, and then there's a million things to look at. So, I don't know, this is tricky. This is tricky when you're trying to find absolutely everything. But let's do. I'm gonna keep running through here. Maybe I'll use that as that spot over there where where that lobster is sleeping. Maybe I'll use that as like the delineation for where to stop for now, which is this whole section here. It's kind of a clearing. So, yeah, let's keep running through here. I'm just going to kind of keep running back and forth, collecting whatever I can in this whole section. Ooh, and there's Albinarics walking through here. See, when they roll... Oh, they can shoot stuff, too. That's like that same type of attack that the lobster does. I wonder what that is. What is that they're shooting? I'm trying to remember if I know what that is. Because from the Albinarics, it kind of makes sense. Like, it's the... Whatever that is, it's like the same color as their skin. It's almost like it's their lifeblood. Oh, wait, that's right, because actually their blood is that color. So then, why did the lobsters shoot that then? It's kind of interesting. Alright, so this whole section here, so the Albinarics were patrolling right here. Yeah, right here. So they're dead. And then we've got this section of ruins here, and this is leading us... Yeah, so we're sort of on the outskirts of... What is this called again? The Academy Gate Town. So sort of the outskirts of the town. And then... yeah, there's a whole other section of ruins right here, separate from where that Grace is. So I guess let's check this out. I think there might be an item or something up there. And then this also sort of hits a clearing. So I guess along this clearing, I'll try to sort of leave this for when we actually go through the Academy Gate Town, as much as I can help it. But I do want to kind of check at least to the edge of where this forest is. Yeah, and we were kind of, I think, up there. Yeah, up there is where we were at yesterday, because the Academy Gate Town is what leads to that front entrance. Or I guess it depends on how you look at it. I feel like that's the front entrance to Raya Lucaria. So we were up there in the Academy Gate Town, but I didn't actually explore it yesterday. I just ran out of it to come grab the map. So let me check on top of these ruins real fast. Hey, buddy, what you doing? Let me check on top. Oh! There's an Albinaric, or a couple Albinarics, and that guy was glowing. Ooh, he gives 555 compared to, what does this guy give? Ooh, 111. So that was like 5 times the other guy. There's an item up here. There's also an Albinaric guarding it. Dirty chainmail. I wonder, is that any better? In some ways it is, but in some ways it is very much not. Yeah, a lot of the stuff that I have right now is better in some ways, but not necessarily all around. Oh, wait, but this is, so 10.9, 11.4, 7.1. Ooh, so lightning and holy, that definitely goes down. Has better poise, though. I wonder if that would be useful. It's heavier, too, and it wouldn't make me go to a heavy load. I think I'm going to put that on. Partially just because it looks better. And I don't have anything better there. I haven't gone through this stuff in a little while to see if there's anything better, but I don't think there is in terms of anything else. I think... Oh, yeah, and I never looked at this Fire Monk hood. Male hood of iron links covering a headband engraved with flames, attire of the Fire Monks. The Fire Monks are guardians of the flame of ruin, forbidden by the Erd Tree and said to be kept high in the mountaintops of the giants. So that gives a little bit more lore about that. I was talking about the Fire Monks yesterday, and trying to remember some of their lore. Maybe I should just read the item descriptions. That would be helpful in terms of the lore. But because of the way that we've been doing, like, we've already been doing things so thoroughly in this playthrough that I've been trying to not also, like, take the time to necessarily read through every item description, because I did that in my first playthrough, and that significantly increased the length of that playthrough. So I know you don't want to sit and just... Anyway, yeah, so I know you don't want to just sit and just watch me read item descriptions, so that is something I've been trying to kind of avoid doing at times, except for certain things that just interest me. Alright, so that little section of ruins is good. Which way? So that way, sort of, is towards fallen ruins of the lake. And then this then leads back to... Okay, so I haven't been up on those ruins yet. That's a whole other little thing there. And then this is back towards the direction of the Academy Gate front town. Or village, or whatever. Alright, so... kind of along... Let's go along this edge leading up towards... I'm still trying to get over to the island where Bear is at. Because I want to kind of progress his quest line and see what else he has to say right now. I don't know exactly where you find him after here, and I'm hoping he's there. Like, that's the next place that I know of for him to be at. So I'm guessing that's where he's at, but I don't know where you necessarily see him afterwards. And then this is... Yeah, so this is the one that's actually got the grace on it. Alright, so let's run over to this island now. Oh, look, there's more Albinarix patrolling. What's up, guys? It's annoying that it's just over 2 hits to kill them. There we go, there we go. Ooh, curved club. That's definitely a strength weapon, so I'm not interested in that, but still nice to have. Gotta get all those weapons. I know that that's one of the trophies that we're working towards. I think there's Ver. Does have something to do, I think, with collecting all legendary armaments or something like that. Ooh, there's a stake of America. Oh, yeah, because a guy spawns in here. That's right.
Ah, there you are. You claimed a great rune and had your audience with the 2 fingers at the round table home. What was your impression?
I think they didn't seem right is what I want to do, because, okay, so here's what I know. I know that part of one of the endings leads towards sort of going against the 2 fingers. And then one of them is an ending related to the 2 fingers. Let's work towards the one against them to begin with, I guess.
Aha. Your intuition serves you well. My doubts had been piling up, you see. The words of the 2 fingers cannot be trusted. Truly, naught but rambling, senile delusions. I believe that when the Elden Ring was shattered, the 2 fingers were corrupted, their guidance skewed. Even worse, the fingers harbor no love for our kind. That's the part that irks the most. Oh, I have a gift for you. Something fit only for the wise. A means for circumventing the draw of the 2 fingers. Give it a try, won't you? And if it please you, may we meet again. I've high hopes for you, my lambkin.
Please don't call me that.
Be sure to try that finger I gave you. There's no reason to dither. The tarnished were spurned by grace, forsaken by the 2 fingers. And now they ask you to mend their crumbling world? Your loyalties are misplaced with them.
Okay, is that it?
Be sure to try that finger. I'm quite certain that you'll take to it.
I think that's the end.
Be sure to try that. I'm quite certain.
Okay. And the thing is, though, aren't the festering bloody fingers, isn't that an... Yeah, that's an item for online play, which I'm not even online, so... Alright, so I'm going to take this. Charles, can you please stop pulling that, buddy? Please stop pulling that. Thank you. Rose Church. So I know... I'm fairly positive something spawns here. Yeah, there's a guy right here. Oh, come on. Oh, he's not so crazy. He definitely does blood loss, though. That's for sure. Oh, and he flings stuff. Oh, that's wild. Oh, because he's literally wearing the same stuff as Moog, the Lord of Blood. Oh, shoot. Gotcha. Okay. Get 470 for him. Does he drop anything too? I guess not. Interesting. There's a bunch of blood roses around here. Ooh, and I'm walking through. Does this... Yeah. Oh, yeah. That increases blood loss when you're standing in that. Jeez. Okay, what is this? Ooh, another cookbook. All right, what does that one allow me to craft? Nomadic Warriors Cookbook 12. Cursed Blood Pot. Sweet. Okay. All right, so let's collect all the blood roses around here. And then I want to go through this whole island and check it out. And so what was this again? So this was Rose Church. Okay. I don't know if he spawns again. Like, if I come back here after dying or after resting or something, I don't know if that guy respawns or what. Because he's technically not an invader from what it looked like. And for some reason I was thinking that he was an invader. But he's not. So it makes me think that maybe he's something that spawns whenever you come over here. Especially since it didn't drop like a specific type of special item or anything. And I hear... Oh, it's just a Crimson Scarab. I was hoping maybe it was one that was carrying an Ash of War. But it is not. Alright, yeah, so let's check all along the edges and the middle portion of this island. So, Vare's questline has been progressed. He's another one that's kind of as far as I've ever really made it with his questline, is talking to him about this. And I remember coming back to him over and over again and not necessarily getting more dialogue. So I might have to look into things with him too about how to progress. And the thing is, so here's the problem. Like, I know that I really should look up information about each of the NPCs and how to approach their quest lines so I don't miss anything. It's just I haven't necessarily had time to sit down and really read about each one because there's so many NPCs. So I'm just doing my best to stick as close to what I know as possible. And then when I have doubts, kind of look it up. And you know, something that... one of the first NPCs that we encountered where I had kind of mentioned that I didn't know how to progress its quest line, or not its, his, was the guy at... Crap, what was the place called? Oh, Castle Morn. Whatever his name was, the girl's father. So since we progressed his quest line and he, like, swore to seek revenge and all that for who killed his daughter, I do know that at some point he can be maybe an invader or something. So we might encounter him for that at some point. I think you might also be able to summon him, but I think if he invades and you kill him, you might get some sort of item or something like that. Unless I'm just being completely wrong here. I don't know. So, all that to say, that's an NPC that I didn't necessarily know how to progress, that we might see some information or some interaction with later. So this is the back here where this massive growth is hanging out. Some more Roa. And then I think that that's it for this island. And then this is where that scarab was. Is that the same scarab? Did he just walk over here? Oh no, this is a different one, because I feel like he explodes though, doesn't he? Oh no, he doesn't. Blood Flame Blade. Hang on. Let me walk away from these Albinarics real fast. I want to read about that, because that could be kind of cool. Because since I'm already using Bleed... A Blood Oath incantation granted by the Lord of Blood, so this is related to Mohg. Engulfs armament held in the right hand with Blood Flame. This incantation can be cast while in motion. After dealing damage, Blood Flame continues to build up onset of blood loss for a very short time. Ooh, and I can actually use that. I have the attributes. I think I'm probably gonna memorize that and utilize that one, because that's super cool. Is this another one right here? This is another one. What do you have on you? What you got? Oh, what? It didn't actually have anything on it? interesting. It didn't look like a Crimson or Cerulean guy, so I don't really understand that. That's weird. Regardless, though, yeah, next time I'm near a Grace, if I remember, I want to... Oh, this is a big boy. I want to memorize that Blood Flame, because I'd like to utilize that. I think that would be cool. It's nice that you can interrupt their roll if you hit them in time. Alright, and then this... So yeah, this is leading over to a whole other... like, little town on the outskirts of Raya Lucaria. Man, honestly, this area down here is so massive. It's so huge. Like, it's seriously hard to keep track of everything. And these like, super, oh crap. These, like, bigger guys, they're much stronger. Oh, I might die. Okay, I'm okay, I didn't die. Oh, there's a thing here. Gold runes. Oh, what is this, too? Oh, another one. I must have ran over that and I didn't realize. Alright, you're gonna have to not do that. Nice, got them both. Got them both! What was the thing, too? There was something I wanted... I feel like there's something I wanted to look at, but I can't remember what it was now. Maybe what I was thinking of is... So I've got 26 of those right now, one of those. So if I popped all those, I'd probably be close to getting another level. Alright, so... Right now, what we're looking at is we've got this. I haven't gone to that yet. I think that this is mostly cleared. I think some of this stuff over here, though, I feel like I haven't walked through all of that yet. Maybe let's do this. Let's go back to the Laskyar Ruins. And I want to kind of go over that area where I was saying I think there was a Smithing Stone 3, because I know I haven't really explored that area over there yet. So kind of some of this stuff along the edge, and then maybe we can work our way into some of this. So I know that I have been to this, though, because that's where the Bird's Eye Telescope is, and that's where Raya is at. So I know I've been to that. And then most of this forest I've been through. I don't think I've been through all of it, though. I can kill them in 3 now, it looks like. The one's on the horseback. So let's, I do want to run through some of this forest a little bit more thoroughly, because like I said, I don't think some of this stuff on the, like this part, I don't think I've been through. But let me first run over to the edge of the land and try to grab that Smithing Stone 3, and that'll kind of tell me if I've been over that section yet. And also, though, this I don't think I've been to, because I don't remember a spot where 2 of these were up here plus a land squirt on the edge. So I don't think I've looked at this yet. Land squirt, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to go. I'm definitely doing a bit more damage now. Oh yeah, this I definitely haven't been to. And then this Spirit Spring will take me up here to this area. Okay, yeah, so this I definitely haven't gone through yet. I think that the Smithing Stone is up inside that, but it almost looked like on the map, though, it may have been back here, but I have a feeling that it's probably up where all those land squirts are at. So this is probably what I'll do. I feel like we're kind of nearing the end of this episode, so maybe I'll kill all of these and try to grab the Smithing Stone, and then I can probably go back and level my weapon, and then we can call it a day. And I always forget, does fire does work against them, right? Pretty well? Well, I guess not pretty well, but it's nice that it's got splash damage, so you can kind of damage 3 of them at once. That's super helpful. And these just, there's so many of them. That's why they're kind of annoying, is they just take a while to kill. Then you get all stuck in the poison. Oh, how did I not kill you? How in the world? You know something, I was just about to use a throwing knife, and then I remember I've barely used throwing knives in this playthrough, and I love using throwing knives. I think it's because I've used other ranged things at my disposal more than I have in the past, like utilizing my sorceries and my incantations and stuff. Man, there's so many of these. This is just like that spot over in the lake in Limgrave. Agheel Lake, where all these land squirts were just hanging out. Alright, I'm just gonna promptly get rid of each one of you. Boom. Alright, so then, what do we got? It's a smithing stone 2? Are you kidding me? Where in the world are my smithing stone 3s? See, I've still only got 3 smithing stone 3s, and I've got 34 2s. This is some BS going on here. I feel like I'm being cheated. And I could have sworn that when I looked, it said that there was a smithing stone 3 somewhere along here, but I guess I was mistaken. And along this, I haven't checked out all of this yet, but we do right over here get back to where Lightseeker. Wait, what was her name? Lightseeker. Oh, Hyetta. That's what it was. Lightseeker Hyetta. This gets back to stuff that I have kind of looked at, but I haven't looked at all this stuff on this edge in the water yet. So let's do this. So I think, is there a grace? There's not a grace near this edge of land, is there? I don't believe so. I think the next grace is up here somewhere. So I think that's going to wrap us for today. I think tomorrow what we'll do is I don't want to deal with that guy again. Tomorrow what we'll do is we'll try to clear out this last little bit of forest over here that I haven't gone through, and then kind of along, I guess, this edge of land right here near the cliffs that I haven't gone through yet as well. And then we still got to go through the Academy Gate Town as well. And then there's this whole section. There's so much to do. And I'm trying to do my best to miss nothing. So I think that's going to wrap us for today. Oh, there's a bear up there. I forgot there was a bear up at that spot. That's a big boy. That is a big bear. Yeah, so that's going to wrap us for today. So if you enjoyed today's episode, a like, a comment, and also a subscription would be highly appreciated. That helps these videos out a ton and just helps support the channel. So thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.